Offensive coordinator Bob Cooter is a good guy. He's always complete in his answers. Always tells you things about the football team and about his offense without revealing too much. But he's always very complete in his answers. He's a fun guy to talk to, an interesting football guy. We had a chance to catch up with Bob Cooter and the kind of offense he's trying to build for the Indianapolis Colts with Anthony Richardson, with A.D. Mitchell, with Jonathan Taylor, with Michael Pittman. A lot of weapons. The tight end position I asked him about, as well as whether the Colts have thought of kind of installing something with a fullback.
So what do you see so far?
Yeah, it's been a good spring, man. Good bunch of good work. The guys are here putting in great work every day and trying to get better, and we're making strides. It's the time of year we're throwing a lot of information at them, so not always going to be a perfect practice where everybody grades out 100% or anything, but you can see the improvement showing up and see the work that they're putting in pay off.
Yeah, A.D. Mitchell's a guy, just from our perspective looking here, you see him do things that not a lot of wideouts do, right? How excited do you get when you see a guy who can just go out and make plays with his own talent?
Yeah, it's an exciting guy. We were really fired up to land A.D. in the draft and get him here, and gosh, he's been great out here practicing, learning the offense, kind of learning what to do, learning how the quarterback sees different pass concepts and different routes, and ultimately the role of the receivers to get open and catch the ball, and he's doing a nice job of that. He's having some opportunities versus different types of coverage, press coverage, off coverage, sort of dealing with zone coverage where he's kind of getting doubled and having to find a great spot to sit. He's done a really nice job of learning our offense while also sort of showing the coaching staff and showing the quarterbacks especially that he can get open.
And then when the ball's delivered, he can adjust his body to maybe an awkwardly thrown ball to put himself in a place where he can go put his hands on it.
Yeah, which is a great point, and it's really a key for receivers in this league to be able to catch a lot of different passes in a lot of different areas of their body, because the coverage is so good in this league that you're going to have a DB on you, and the quarterback might have to put it here or might have to sort of ask you to adjust to a back shoulder type of ball. AD's really, really athletic doing that, and it's been fun to watch him.
How hard is it for a guy like Richardson without a lot of experience, game experience, and then a rookie to build that kind of chemistry that you need on Sundays to be successful?
Well, I think that's what we do here. That's why, it's voluntary work, but, we're so fired up that our guys showed up and are putting the work in, and this stuff pays off in season. That's why you do all this stuff, is so that you can have a route that maybe the quarterback has a note for a young receiver on. Gosh, I sure saw it maybe a little bit like this, and now the next time you go sort of straighten that out, you beat the DB and you get the catch. Those things carry over to the season. That's the importance of the off-season work is key for those guys.
How many tight ends can you keep?
The numbers questions are for everybody else, but we're fired up that we can get as many as we can get that can go play good football, and we've got a bunch.
Let me ask you this then: how many tight ends can you feed effectively? Because that's more your bailiwick, right? What's like if you got 3 on the roster? Is that ideal? 4, 5? How many is a good number?
The ideal is really whatever's best for our Colts offense to go be good. We're lucky enough to have a tight end room with a bunch of really good guys that are team-oriented guys, and you might not get 6 catches every week for 100 yards and a touchdown. You might get a few less, and your buddy might get a few, and the receivers are going to get a bunch. And but like I said, we're lucky to be a part of a tight end room with a bunch of good guys that are sort of team oriented.
Is that opponent driven? Like who gets fed on a given week? Is one week kind of Mallory's a good matchup, the next week maybe Woods is a good matchup? How's that work?
It's a little bit of that. It's also a little bit of we're trying to play to these guys' strengths, so a lot of times that will be opponent driven based on a coverage scheme that the opponent plays a ton of, and certain strengths that one guy may have over another where he can really sort of have a bigger week there. But you want everybody to be a threat. You want everybody that dresses to be a real threat to go attack the defense. We're talking pass game, so here in the pass game, and that's those tight ends sort of job and what they want to do. And this is the time of year where everybody is running every route. Where you got if you maybe didn't specialize in a route in your past, this is the time to go show that you've gotten better at it, and you can help the team that way next year.
Here's a crazy question to end. What do you think about carrying a fullback?
Carrying a fullback. It's one of those philosophical discussions we have as we're putting together our offense and how we see sort of where we want the offense to go, how we're building the thing philosophically. Those are discussions we have behind the scenes. Fullback is a very specialty sort of role that is definitely a part of a discussion we'll have in the building here, but that's as much as I'm going to give you, Ken.
Thank you.
That's Jim Bob Cooter. You know, you ask an offensive coordinator about a fullback, either you're going to get a great answer or you're going to get a complete non-answer, and I think we got somewhere in between with Jim Bob Cooter asking about a fullback. Do you want to carry 5 tight ends, or would you rather carry 4 or 3 tight ends and a fullback? I think it's a righteous question. Given all the bear fronts that the Colts have to face year after year after year, why not have a fullback? I think it's a good question.